Hey guys, it's winter, which is a great time to be out catching some quality fish on our Victorian lakes. And one of the cool things about this time of year is that you don't need many flies to get out there and get on the water to start catching some fish. In today's video, I'm going to talk you through what I think are 3 must-have winter lake flies that will get you out on the water catching some great fish. The first pattern that I won't go anywhere without is an olive streamer with an orange painted bead, just like this Fly Life orange beaded magoo. So much of the food in our lakes is olive, the bait fish, the damsels, the mud eyes. So having a general olive searching pattern covers so many bases. Then you add in the orange bead to act as a hotspot or to help your fly stand out in some colored water, and you've got a fantastic searching pattern that you can go out and fish with confidence. Now this fly can be fished on its own, or you can fish it as a part of a team of flies. This time of year, I'll be fishing it on an intermediate or a faster sinking line, and I'll be retrieving it just to cover water and try and find and catch some of those active fish that are up and looking. Now the second pattern that I think you want to have with you when you're on our lakes is a fly that's out of Scotland that works really well on our lakes, particularly when the fish are feeding on bait fish, and that is a gold humongous. There are 2 variations on the humongous that I like to fish. One of them is tied like the traditional version. That's this one here. That's the Fly Life Gold Humongous. It has a hackle there. It's a slightly bigger profile. Then the other version is an angel hair gold humongous like that. The flash and profile of this fly just catches fish in all conditions, which is really amazing. You would think that it's so bright that if you're fishing in really bright conditions, it is just a bit too much, but it is sensational at all times. Again, you can fish this fly on its own, just like the orange beaded magoo, but I would normally fish them in a team of flies. If I'm fishing the traditional tie like this, I'll have it on the point, and then I'll have another fly on my top dropper. Then if I want to fish my humongous on the top dropper, I'll normally go the angel hair version, which is a little bit smaller and slimmer. I'll pop that on the top dropper, and then I'd have a fly like the orange beaded magoo on the point. I like to fish these flies again in winter on sinking lines, so you could fish an intermediate line or a faster sinking line, retrieve it again. Just because it's a bright flashy fly, it doesn't mean you need to fish it fast. You can slow it up, just slow roll it, figure 8, nice steady draws, or you can fish it faster and more aggressively. And finally, the third fly that if you haven't fished one, then I highly recommend trying it, and that is a blob. My favorite color blob is a coral one like this. This is the Fly Life Coral Blob. These are brightly colored flies that are deadly on fish in our lakes that have been stocked with trout. What is amazing is whether the fish are freshly stocked or have been in there for a number of years, it doesn't seem to matter. They just seem to like the color and they eat the fly really well. I was actually guiding on this lake that I'm sitting on now, and the guys were showing me my fly box at the start of the day, and one of them had a couple of blobs in there, and he said, oh, I've got these, but I'm not sure when I'd fish them. And I said, well, perfect scenario to come out on Bull and Marrow and fish one today. And it was actually the fly that caught our first fish of the day. It caught a nice rainbow. So, you know, it's just a fly that it looks a little bit bizarre, it looks out there, but tied on, you can get out there and catch some nice fish. Now there are so many different colored blobs out there. You've got just single tone ones like this coral one here. You've got like a tequila, which is an orange and yellow. They all work very well. I would typically fish one of these. I wouldn't fish it on its own though. I'd fish it on the top dropper as kind of a lure, as an attractor, and then I'd fish another fly on the point. Like you could fish the orange beaded magoo or the humongous on the point, then have this one on the top. The fish do eat this fly, but it also works very well as an attractor for the other fly. So even if it's on your rig and it's not catching fish, sometimes it can be pulling fish in, and then, you know, they're coming up and then they're eating your other fly. So even if it's not catching fish for you, if it's on your rig and you're catching fish, it's one that I tend to leave on there because I don't want to mess with the system, because sometimes it is, you know, a nice draw for those fish. Again, intermediate line or a slightly faster sinking line. You can fish it on a floating line with a team of nymphs, and that does work quite well in the spring, but in winter I just want to be down a little under the surface, get a little bit of depth there so I can retrieve it at various speeds. Well, there you go, 3 great flies that'll get you out on the water catching some lovely fish. You've probably seen me at some point in my videos fishing these flies, so go back, revisit my lake videos, and you'll probably be able to connect the pieces and go, yep, orange beaded magoo, humongous on the top dropper, and he's out there catching them on purrumbead or something like that. If you jump over to the Fly Life website, you can actually purchase all of these flies and find out more information on the flies themselves and then other locations via the location tab under fly fishing. You can read up about what local fisheries are in your area, what flies to fish there, what time of year they fish well. So check that stuff out as well. As always, I'll pop links in the description below to the flies here, I'll even pop a description down there to, you know, the setup that I would generally recommend fishing these flies on all of these flies on in winter. So check that out as well. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I hope you maybe learned something. Please like the video if you did, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all next one.